All right, math. When we see this, or you read, reduce these fractions, divide by 2. First of all, what does reduce mean? If you're going to reduce, are you adding or subtracting? Are you making it smaller, or are you making it larger? James?
Making it small.
You're making it smaller. And it gave you divide by 2. So this is what you're going to do. Remember? What is 6 divided by 2?
3.
What is 10 divided by 2?
5.
So that is the reduced fraction. Reduced by 2. What is 4 divided by 2? 2. What is 6 divided by 2?
3.
All right, so does that make sense? If you see reduce by, and then divided by 2, or divided by 1, or divided by 3, or divided by whatever they give you, this is what you're going to do. You are virtually going to do exactly that. You're going to divide this fraction to get the reduced fraction. Okay? Who understands? Thumbs up. Who wants me to do some more? Okay. That's why we do this. So we can pick, or we can touch some things before the test. All right, let us open our books to lesson 134, which is on page 267. Dividing money. All right, so when we're dealing with money, what is the important thing that you have to remember? If you see this dollar sign, a lot of you are not putting the dollar sign in your answer. So what else do you have to have present in that answer, in the number? Is it 2,455? No. What do you have to have? What is an important part of money? What do you have to have, James? Dollar sign and a decimal point. Not a comma, a decimal point. And if you look on the top of page 267, and you look at the top box, it says bring the decimal point straight up and write it in your quotient. So this is what they're saying. We are dealing with money. That is different than numbers. Just numbers. So 5. So we are dealing with $25. Make sure you write it all clearly. So I'm going to put the decimal point straight up, right there. What happens if you don't put the decimal point in the correct location? Jonathan. Yeah. You won't have the correct dollar amount. You could, instead of $5.50, well, anyway, let me just show you before I just start talking. Okay, so we bring it up, divide as usual. So, what times 5 is closest to or is 25? 5. So I'm looking at the, first and foremost, my paranoia, is this the right numbers that you have in your book as well? Perfect. So 5 times 5 is 25. So we take that down. That is 0. All right, so now what is the next step that we're going to bring down the 7. How many times does 5 go into 7? One time. So that goes on the other side of the decimal point. Again, everything needs to be lined up. All right, so what is 7 minus 5? 2. Can you bring down? And we're back to, wow, look at that. What times 5 is 25? 5. Now, also, you need to bring up your dollar sign. So our answer is $5.15. Please always put the dollar sign in your answers when you're dealing with money, so I don't have to take a half a point off. Okay? All right, let's do some more of those. Again, everything needs to line up with arrows, with the decimal points. Crucial. All right. You're going to work with me on this. We're dealing with money. Is this your correct answer? Is this what you have as well?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so what am I going to do? Very first thing I'm going to do.
Bring up the decimal point.
Bring up the decimal point. Instead of taking down, just like we take down the arrow, we take up the decimal points. Line it right up. All right. What times 6 is closest to 21? What times 6? James? 3. What is 3 times 6? 18. Very good. What is 21 minus 18? 3. Very good. What am I going to do now? I can't take 6 into 3. What am I going to bring down, Grayson? 3. What times 6 is closest to 36? Tessa? 5. So that's going to go on the other side of the decimal point. What is 5 times 6? Tessa? 30. What is 33 minus 30, Helen? 3. What am I going to do next? What is my next step? Olivia?
Down to 6.
Bring down the 6. What times 6 is 36? Owen? 6. What did I forget to take up? The dollar sign. Very good. Do not forget the dollar sign. What?
If you did forget the math points up in the column.
I still didn't hear you.
If you forgot to, the math police would come.
That, yeah, that's right. You'll be arrested. That is correct. The math police.
What about the check?
All right. We're not doing the check. We're just focusing on this. All right. Let us do another one together. And then I will have you work on, if you want to do one on the board, you may do so. All right. Please tell me if these are not the same numbers that you have before I start. Same?
Yes.
Phew. All right. What am I going to do first? What is the very first thing I'm going to do? Helen?
Bring up the decimal.
I'm going to bring up the decimal. Right there. And if it helps to make it a giant decimal, feel free, if that helps. All right. So, does 4 go into 4?
Yes.
How many times?
One.
One time. times 4 is 4. 0. What is the next thing I'm going to do?
Bring down the 6.
Bring down the 6. Does 4 go into 6?
Yeah. No. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. 1 times 4 is 4. What is 6 minus 4? 2. Can 4 go into 2? So what do I need to do?
Bring down the 2.
I need to bring down the 2. What times 4 is closest to 20? I mean 22. I just gave you the answer. Tessa. 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 22 minus 20 is 2. What am I going to do next?
Bring down the 8. It looks like an elevator.
It does. All right. So see, it's all lined up. What times 4 is closest here? James.
7.
That's right. I'm running out of space. That's a teeny tiny baby 0. All right. What did I forget to take up? The dollar sign.
Done.
There you go. So, what do you think? Do you get it? It's just long division. You just have to be mindful where the what is. The decimal point. Do you want to tackle some of these? Okay, I've got 2 of these that we can tackle. Well, not really tackle, but no tackling in class.
How about
All right, let's. Now I'm going to put these up a little higher because it takes some more space to get these done. All right. Correct? Does that match up with your book?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. Tessa and Ella. Just go right back. You'll all have plenty of time. What is the first thing you're going to do? Okay, beautiful. Okay, you are not writing anything on the top. You just have 0. You need to continue to work that because that is your answer. So it is really important to do that. There you go. You forgot something. You forgot to take something up. There you go. Why don't you get rid of the 0 too? But it's fine to use a 0 for to mark your spot. There you go. So what is your answer?
$5.98.
Very good. $5.98. Beautiful. And what is your answer? Very good. They both did a great job with taking their decimal up. They both did a really nice job taking their arrows down. Nicely done. They line them up very, very cleanly and precisely, which makes it very easy to keep following the steps. If it gets messy, it's very easy to lose track of where you are. So make sure you are working very diligently on making those arrows very defined. Because trust me, that will only help you find the answers. All right. How are we doing? Make sense? Okay. All right. Good job. Of course you are.
I'm not surprised. I'm the opposite of angry.
All right, now I asked you to review your decimal points. I asked you to review your decimal points.
Okay.
Your Roman numerals. So, who can tell me what 2a is? So what is, okay, so M, I'm going to ask you, what is L in Roman numeral?
50.
Yes, what is X?
10.
What is V?
5.
Very good. So what is the answer in Arabic? 65. Who would like to tackle B? Boy. What does C stand for in Roman numerals? Yes. So what is the answer in Arabic?
300.
Very good. Who would like to tackle C? James. What does D stand for? 500. Very good. And C stands for 100. And it looks, I'm just going to write it. What does that stand for? 1. It looks like an I, capital I, but. And what is the answer in Arabic? Very good. Ooh, we got a big number here in D. Grant, what does M stand for? Yes. What about X? What about V? Very good. So what is the Arabic number here? Very good. 1015. Excellent. What is E? We've gone through all of, yes, we have. We've gone through all of the Roman numerals. So what is E to Essa? Essa. Who's Essa?
Essa.
It is a cross between Ella and Tessa. Essa. What is happening? Ella. What is E? No, you can just tell me, what is the Arabic number for E? Very good. 45. What is the Arabic number for F? Helen.
606.
Emmy.
506.
M.
406.
Yes. How did you get 406?
Because C is before D, so we subtract.
So if a lower Roman numeral is before a greater one, you subtract. Did you know that?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I did ask for an argument on who did and who didn't. All right, so we're at F, right? Yes. So what is the Roman numeral or Arabic for C?
100.
100. What about D?
500.
V?
5.
All right. So, you have a 500 and you have a 100. Now, if the C was after the D, then you would add 1 because it is smaller. But since the C is smaller than D, you basically are subtracting. If a smaller Roman numeral is before a larger, you subtract. So what is the answer? Yeah. So this is, you subtract 100 is 406. Does that make sense? So you have to remember your Roman numerals, obviously. If a small one, a small Roman numeral, so if this was this, you would add it because this is larger. But because the smaller goes behind the larger, you subtract. Questions? So you have to know what is larger. Is the C larger than the D, or is D larger than C? That determines whether you add or subtract. Let's try F.
You were just on.
Oh, I'm sorry. G. So again, remind me what the big X is. X marks the spot. What is that? 10. So Gabe, what is the answer? Yes. All right, now let's be mindful of this one. We have a X, a 1, and an X. Do we have a smaller Roman numeral in front of a larger?
Yes.
All right, so how are we going to handle this? What is X? We just determined is what? 10. So we have a 1. So if it were XX, what would it be? 20. But we have an X with a I or a 1 in front of an X. So what are we going to do there? Oh my goodness. Jonathan.
20 minus 1.
Is, that's correct. Good job.
That was fun. Yep.
Fun with Roman numerals in Arabic.
Finish and earth on the opposite page.
All right, so this is all review as well. Let's do one of the story problems before we are done. It goes so fast. I feel like math goes so fast. Okay, listen closely. Is this going to be a two-step or no? Listen closely. It helps also if you underline what you're supposed to do. It helps you keep things straight. One hot dog stand sold 79 hot dogs on Monday, 42 on Tuesday, and 84 on Wednesday. Another hot dog stand sold 122 hot dogs during those 3 days. How many more hot dogs did the first restaurant sell than the second restaurant? All right, so what is the first thing you're going to do? The first step. So clearly we have more than one step here, correct? What is your first step that you're going to do in the workspace? Luke.
79 plus 42 plus 84.
Yes, very good. Those are how many hot dogs were sold on those days, on Monday,
That's a lot.
Tuesday, and Wednesday. A lot of hot dogs.
Yes, I agree.
If you like hot dogs, that would be a dream.
Yum.
So what is that answer? How many hot dogs? Luke.
205.
All right, so 205. Okay, that is our first step, so keep that in mind. So 205. So what do we need to know now? How many more hot dogs did the first restaurant sell than the second restaurant? So what do we need to do now, friends? We know part of the answer is 205. Toby.
205 minus 122.
Very good. 205 minus 122. Very good. Thumbs up when you are done, so I know. I don't want to rush you. All right, Tessa, what did you get for that answer? 83, very good. So if we're going to take 83 over into our story problem, what also needs to be included with 83 in the answer? 83 what? Hamburgers, French fries, malts?
I want hamburgers.
Let Tessa talk, please. Yes. Hot dogs is correct. Very good. 83 hot dogs. Do you all see how we came to that answer?
Yep.
So when we have story problems, make sure you read it very, very thoroughly. If it helps to underline the different sections, the different parts of the answer, do that. Whatever helps you to keep track of the steps. Very good.